Have you ever seen the sun disappear? On Monday, I went on a trip to the path of totality as the solar eclipse passed over my state, but I ended up getting more than I bargained for. But honestly, it was a lot of fun. And I was far from the only person to head up there for this eclipse.
Towns along the eclipse path are bracing for millions of tourists.
In northern New England, get ready. All these small New England towns with clear skies, get ready for thousands of people heading your way Monday.
The town is starting to fill up.
Governor Janet Mills estimates 10 to 40,000 people will travel to Maine for the eclipse.
Wait a second, are we even allowed to be in here? Like, this is the spot, right? This place looks like entirely abandoned. Alright, so from the American side, we got told to walk away towards. Oh man! Talked to by U.S. Border Security. Holy shit, it is packed! Whoa! This is so cool! Whoa! It is pitch black almost! With the skyline the only thing left. Whoa! This has been one of the craziest and coolest experiences of my life. Morning, it is currently 7:21. 4 hours and 35 minutes remains on the clock for the 24-hour S&P. And we are just about ready to head up north to enter the path of totality. It is a cold but beautiful day. It's supposed to get a lot warmer, a lot nicer. It is currently frosty on the ground, as you can see. And I am getting ready to get in the car. Haven't eaten yet. Got a cheese stick for that. About ready to have a Red Bull. Because less than 3 hours ago, I was live on the 24-hour S&P digging a hole. Yogscast Diggy Diggy Hole is still haunting me. And it will continue to haunt me for the rest of the day, but hopefully I'll get some new music in my head as we head on up to where we're going to be viewing the solar eclipse. Like, it is multiple days ago, it was literally full snow on the ground, blizzard. And you can see the ice here on the ground, already in the puddle, and there's green grass covered under frost, but still green grass. So hopefully we will be able to get up there soon and beat the traffic out, because it's supposed to be very bad. But yeah, sending it to me in the future, figuring out if traffic is bad today. So we'll see. Alright, 7:44, we are on our way out the door. My dog Coda is joining us, so that's gonna be fun. You guys might recognize him. Coda, hi buddy. Hi buddy. Hi, you're okay? No shaking. You're alright, buddy. Hopefully he will calm down on the ride. He's not a huge fan of rides, but that is okay. Sorry, terrible lighting. And my hair still needs to dry. Like, I literally rolled out of bed, got showered, and started recording this video. So yeah. First time in forever that a total eclipse has hit my state. And once in a lifetime opportunity. So we're headed up there now. But you're okay. We haven't even left the driveway, buddy. Coda, it's okay. It's okay. You look like you're about to combust. So here is traffic on I-95 headed north, and it is already a bit more congested than normal. Holy cow. You can already see the traffic is a lot different. For context, here's a video of what traffic normally looks like here in Maine. I took this video headed home and recorded it between Smyrna and Bangor. Normally in these areas, because of the lack of people like to employ what my family calls Holton to Old Town speeds. In 2011, a bill was introduced to raise the speed limit on I-95 from Old Town to Holton from 65 miles per hour to 75 miles per hour. However, most Mainers end up going way over this limit due to the lack of state troopers and police officers in this area, as well as you can see the lack of people. This has been Fun Facts with VO Warped. I'll be back. Passing it back to Vlogger Warped and the way cooler Editor Warped. Yeah, this is wild.
This is how the apocalypse starts.
What was that?
This is how the apocalypse starts.
Oh my word.
The Last of Us.
Oh no, it's The Last of Us. This dog is holding the entire car together with its foot up there like that.
Do you want to fuck your foot up? Foot up? Do you want to fuck? Foot up.
See, with all the hubbub going on the news, you'd expect there to be, like, bumper-to-bumper traffic bump. No. Welcome to Maine traffic. It isn't bad, but it's bad to us. Normally up to this area, you can get to them Holton to Old Town speeds, Bob. No cops for miles. Now you got everyone and their brother is coming up here. Welcome to Maine, where the only place in the Northeast where you'll find yourself at a place that sounds like a Star Wars planet. Welcome to T2R9. That helicopter there is giving me really eerie Last of Us vibes. That's not a life light, is it?
No.
Is that a news helicopter?
Yeah.
No.
That's a traffic.
No.
No.
It's wardens. Oh man.
Oh. Whoa.
Oh wow, that's even more eerie. After passing the city of Bangor, we arrived at one of the most iconic and scenic areas in Maine. Whoa, that's Katahdin? Holy crap. Holy cow. Holy cow. Most are all out-of-staters. Except for you. You're not an out-of-stater.
They're calling nuts. She's saying, don't lose my eclipse glasses.
Is everyone stopping to see the eclipse here?
I don't know, maybe. There's gotta be a place to park that people have gone up to, right?
Unfortunately, there wasn't. Cars were lined up on both sides of both the on and off ramp, everyone trying to pack in to the scenic overlook. Yeah, no, wow. This is packed.
Holy cow.
Wow. There it is, Mount Katahdin. Holy cow. A lot of people. And it's no wonder that a lot of people wanted to stop here to see the eclipse. With a view like that, anyone would want a video or picture of the sun going completely black over that gorgeous mountain. Tourists from all up and down the East Coast and further were here, as well as scientists from the University of Maine. All the photographers and stuff. Despite not being able to get a spot at the Katahdin Overlook, we had our own professional photographer joining us for the eclipse. So we set off to meet with my sibling Mia and their partner Nate, who graciously offered some of his footage to help with the video. We met up with Mia, Nate, and their dog Shy Shy outside of Holton. We headed off through Presque Isle to make our way to Limestone. Wow, you can see so far. Holy cow. This is Monticello, Maine. See, the geography of Aroostook County is mostly flat potato fields and some dwindling rolling mountains left over from the Appalachian Mountain Range, with shorter conifers as the bulk of vegetation. This all results in wide open areas with very sparse amounts of houses. All of that combining and resulting in this incredible view. Oh, that's pretty.
It's just a road.
It's pretty!
We need to get you out more often.
What do you mean it's pretty? Look at these graphics, chat! The cities and towns in Aroostook are tiny in terms of population, making it the best possible area to catch the eclipse away from all the commotion. Look at that. Mass field. It's like they turned this place into the super flat biome. Okay, Mom, you may be right. Maybe I need to get out more. Look at that water tower. What's so funny?
You do need to get out.
What's so funny about that?
There are water towers in real life.
What? Wow! Look at that water tower! Whoa! Off to see the eclipse in a warning prohibited area. Now, despite the sign saying warning prohibited area, it wasn't the first time that this restricted area was open to the public. This is so cool. This is Loring International Airport, formerly Loring Air Force Base, the once highlight of the small town limestone. It's reported that when the base was announced to close, more than 22,000 people left the area. Now the base is practically a ghost town, with the surrounding town having less than 1,200 people today. This place has seen a lot, including nuclear waste, Nike missiles, and surprisingly became the largest city in the state of Maine for 3 days. And get this, not just once, but 3 times. This was because the band Fish hosted a massive music festival. The festival was held first in 1997, then again in 1998, and finally in 2003, where in the middle of the night, the band climbed up on top of the control tower and played their now iconic Tower Jam. And now, once again, this place had attendees flocking to it for this cosmic event. And let me tell you, it made this whole trip worth it. It's almost about to cover it. This is how it looks right now. Mom's off getting some maple treats. There's the hangar where there's a DJ, whole bunch of stuff going down, bunch of super cool food trucks and some interesting stands, to say the least. Dogs are resting, except for Shay Shay, who's on alert. But yeah, it's super close, and should be about 6 minutes till totality, which I'm excited for. It's starting to seem like it's almost time for like a sunset almost. But there's no like coloration on the skyline right now, but it's getting dim, which I don't think my camera is showing well. There we go. That's more accurate to how it is right now. But yeah, totality in a few minutes, and it is getting chilly. It's already been windy all day, but it's starting to get colder and more dim, and I can practically look up right now, but we're gonna see in a second. Like, it's kind of at like basically 90% at the moment, and like there's only like a thin sliver left. It feels incredibly weird, but So excited to see it in full. This is incredible. You can see this the like horizon start to dim also, and the sky is starting to slightly turn color. Camera's not showing it as well, but it's wild. Alright, so currently it's like super dark. Like, oh man, the sky's starting to look behind me at the skyline, the horizon line. Holy cow. The looking up feels weird, but it is so cool. Oh my word. You can see the sliver starting to completely go away, and we're almost in... Whoa! This is so cool! Holy crap! Whoa! Here it goes. Here's the panorama of everywhere else right before totality. Wow! That's insane! Woo! Cheering on the sun. That's so cool! Whoa! It is pitch black almost, with the skyline the only thing left. Whoa! That is sick! That is so cool! This is awesome! Holy cow, you can see the stars! Whoa! I'm taking off my glasses. Whoa! Holy crap! That is wicked! Yeah, I'm looking at it. Holy cow! You can see the slight rays off of it up there. That is so cool! Shy doesn't even care. That is awesome. Oh, you can see the stars in the space stations? That is awesome. That is so freaking cool. It's gone. Like, all the... You can see the solar flares, and then the space station headed right towards it. That is amazing! And there's the skyline, there's the hangar from earlier. It is like sunset all around. Like full panorama. That is amazing. And here comes it's back. That tiny sliver. And you can see how it's growing. Wow. I'm freezing, by the way. I shouldn't have chosen iced coffee. Fully, like, bright again. And it's gone. It's gone. That whole sky horizon line is starting to light up again like it's morning from the wrong direction. That is amazing. After leaving the eclipse site, we headed to Nike Acres, where we'd be staying for the night. And when we pulled in, I noticed that you could see the Canadian border from where we were staying. This gave me a crazy idea, and from it, I devised a genius plan. Boys! The plan is simple. I catch a Pokemon in Pokemon Go from Canada without actually stepping foot across the border. So Pokemon Go has this certain glitch, where if you stand still, sometimes your character will run off a complete different direction than the one you're either headed in or facing. But I had a plan, a backup plan, to make this kind of glitch even more interesting and allow me to catch Pokemon illegally. I say illegally, but it's actually just not crossing the border. Right there. Those yellow dots right down there. The Canadian border. Unfortunately, the wind was too strong while I was filming this, so the audio of this section was lost. The plan was to walk up close to the border and see if the glitch kicked into effect. So I kept walking closer as nerves started to sink in. I couldn't get arrested for just trying to catch a Pokemon and make a Pokestop. Could I? With the welcome to Maine sign behind me, I pulled myself together, recorded a little bit more video, opened Pokemon Go, and got to work. And waited for the glitch to happen. I turned around to start scanning the area for a Pokestop, and that's when this happened. Alright, so from the American side, we got George. Walk away. There's the building I'm not supposed to photograph or videotape. I got up close, taking some pictures, tried to scan the area for a Pokestop. Yes, I tried to scan the area for a Pokestop. I should have done that to the state of Maine sign, but then I got talked to about that. So I'll let VO Warped talk about that experience. As soon as I turned around and opened the scan tool, a border security officer walked out of the building on the US side and asked me what I was doing. When I started to explain by saying that I had never been this close to the border before, he spoke over me saying, "You know, it's illegal to videotape or take photos of a border checkpoint. You can't be doing that." When I asked if I should leave, he told me that I could stay as long as I didn't take any more photos or video of the border. So I took it of my Pokemon instead. After further research, I found that it is not illegal to record both border security and the crossings, so long as it's done from a public access point to those not crossing the border. Which I was. This was determined in a 2020 ruling in favor of 2 border region activists, protected in part by the First Amendment. I've linked more information in the description on this. I hope it goes to show how crucial the First Amendment is, not just in this case, but in others relating to the recording of law enforcement. And now back to the video. It is 9:12, and it feels like I've had 2 sunsets today, which is hilarious to me. Eventful end to the day. Got talked to by US border security. Waved at Canadian border officers. They seemed pretty nice. But was interesting. Took some pictures of Pokemon. Definitely not with the border in the background. And played some Pokemon Go. Went back to the house that we're staying at, which is a old army barracks, which is incredibly cool. And watched Hunger Games Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, which is an incredible film, and I highly recommend watching it. Hits all the boxes that I like. Really well written and thought out. But yeah, not much planned tomorrow other than the drive back. We have to be out of this gorgeous Airbnb by tomorrow. So by tomorrow at 11. So we're gonna be doing that after having some crepes tomorrow. And over here we have a Star Wars quote, which is fitting for me. Wearing Hassan merch while I illegally take video of the border. I'm gonna have to look into that. It's been a wild day, and of course, seeing the sun disappear in the middle of the day was incredible. Genuinely super cool. And if anyone ever gets the chance, who sees this gets the chance to go to Eclipse, any chance, hour away, 3 hours away, in your country, do it. I highly recommend it. It is an incredible spectacle. More vlog tomorrow, maybe. Looking around the area, and on our way back home. Oh, and look who also made an appearance. That's right, boys, girls, and envies. I brought the schlanket. And it's the official one, too.
Wait, my phone keeps saying that I've been going into, Canada when I'm not in Canada. That border officer made sure of it. But yeah, very cool, very awesome. And I'll explain more later.
In the morning, we had breakfast, got packed, and headed to Fort Kent, the last major city in Maine, which also happened to be a major border crossing, allowing me one last chance to catch a Canadian Pokemon illegally. Fort Kent, right there. Wow, we just blew past it. After the beautiful drive up, we briefly stopped at the bunkhouse and trading post site to see the historical significance of Fort Kent, and also to do a Kartana raid. Then it was off to see the Fort Kent crossing. Here's the crossing right there. For America's First Mile. This is still New Brunswick. I crossed over the bank and realized just a few minutes before, at the bunkhouse historic site, I had read that they drew up this border using the St. John River, meaning that no matter how close you got, I could still not catch the Pokemon using the normal distance that it reaches. I defeatedly went back to catching Pokemon normally while I thought up a new idea. So I popped an incense, but nothing showed up. With no Pokemon around, I guess I'll just fight this stupid balloon grunt. Maybe they're close enough to... Rocket Team Leader Giovanni! What the fuck? The thing about Team Rocket Leader Giovanni is that he has a legendary Pokemon at the end of his team. Not only could I catch a legendary Shadow Pokemon today, but I could also catch one that might have a location tag for Canada. I threw out Machop to get off some quick cross chops on his Persian, disabling one of his shields. After Machamp died, I sent out Gyarados to finish the job. Luckily, he sent out Kingdra, which is weak to my fast move, Dragon's Breath. Another crunch hit the second shield, and took it down to half health. I swapped into Togekiss so that I could save Gyarados for later. I finished off the Kingdra and started chipping away at the Groudon, despite not having any super effective moves against Groudon. My Aura Sphere did insane damage to it, getting it down to the yellow. Groudon attacked and I used one of my two shields. I continued whittling away at the Groudon as I charged up my final attack, Aura Sphere. And just like that, I beat Giovanni and went on to trying to catch the Groudon. And with only one ball, I caught it. Unfortunately, it was not location tagged to Canada. Let's see the IVs. I caught a few more Pokemon, including this Pidgey and this Gengar that was supposed to be last year's Halloween research. Despite my failed attempts at getting a Canadian Pokemon so far, I had a plan that might just be the advantage I need to catch one this time. The legendary Pokemon Palkia recently had its origin form released during Pokemon Go Tour Sinnoh. This is the same form that was in my Legends Arceus series back when I first started streaming. Follow! This form has a special move that allows you to expand your catch radius called Spatial Rend. With it, you can catch Pokemon that are nowhere near you in a further distance, allowing me to see if I could get any closer to catching a Pokemon across the Canadian border. Alright, here we go, moment of truth. Oh shit, this cutscene goes hard. Alright, does it give me enough range to catch a Canadian Pokemon? After that major disappointment, I switched back to catching Pokemon normally, hoping the glitch would show up. After a while, I had only caught this Whalmer and this Citadel. I decided to take my anger out and beat the crap out of this random gym trainer and his Gengar. Despite winning that match and the one against Giovanni, I couldn't help but feel disappointed. I walked back to the car, defeated, and started the long journey home. After all, I felt like I had failed, the whole reason I did the vlog in the first place.
Most people will agree that traveling gives you quite a bit of time to think. And as I did on the long drive back, I thought back to how I spent the last few days. A day ago, I was playing Minecraft with friends on the 24-hour SMP. I was digging a hole of all things, one of the most mundane things you can do in that game. And it got me reflecting on, like, my entire experience with Minecraft. Because Minecraft is a reflective game. It's incredible. An infinitely generating world with hundreds of thousands possible, and even more possibilities of creation and exploration. You spawn into a world alone, with nothing. Yet, you can do everything and anything. And it all starts with punching one tree or mining a few stone. And yet, like most games, and even most things in life, it has an official end. There's a massive community dedicated to speedrunning it, and that's how I got my start with content creation. And gradually, over time, I expanded to other games that impacted me. Games are interactive media, and like all other media, they are a form of art, containing expression. That sits at the core of Minecraft. And like all art, movies, paintings, plays, theater, it has something it wants to tell you if you're willing to listen. So you play through, you collect the Eyes of Ender and make it to the Stronghold, face the void through the portal, and jump in. Then you are faced with insurmountable odds against an enemy you have never faced before, and maybe after many deaths, maybe just after one, you finally beat the Ender Dragon. You've made it to the end of an infinite game, and as the music and adrenaline start to fade, you head through the gateway. And now you're met with a title screen, silence, and a poem addressing you by name. This poem spoke to me as I read it after coming home from the eclipse. These following lines stood out to me, and I realized, I see the player you mean, Warpedcreeper 22. What did this player dream? This player dreamed of sunlight and trees, of fire and water. It dreamed it created, and it dreamed it destroyed. It dreamed it hunted and was hunted. It dreamed of shelter. Does it know that we love it? That the universe is kind? Sometimes. Through the noise of its own thoughts, it hears the universe, yes. But there are times it is sad in the long dream. To cure it of its sorrow would destroy it. The sorrow is part of its own private task. We cannot interfere. Sometimes when they are deep in dreams, I want to tell them they are building true worlds in reality. Sometimes I want to tell them their importance in the universe. Sometimes, when they have not made a true connection in a while, I want to help them speak the word they fear. And yet, they play the game. Take a breath now. Take another. Feel the air in your lungs, let your limbs return. Yes, move your fingers, have a body again. Under gravity, in air. Respawn in the long dream. There you are. Your body touching the universe again at every point, as though you were separate things. As though we were separate things. Once upon a time, there was a player. Sometimes it thought itself human. On the thin crust of a spinning globe of molten rock, the ball of molten rock circled a ball of blazing gas that was 330,000 times more massive than it. Sometimes the player dreamed it was a miner on the surface of a world that was flat and infinite. The sun was a square of white, the days were short, there was much to do, and death was just a temporary inconvenience. Sometimes the player dreamed it was lost in a story. Sometimes the player dreamed it was other things, in other places. Sometimes these dreams were disturbing. Sometimes very beautiful indeed. Sometimes the player woke from one dream into another, then woke from that into a third. Sometimes the player dreamed it watched words on a screen. You are the player, reading words. You You are alive, and sometimes the player believed the universe had spoken to it through the sunlight that came through the leaves of the summer trees. And sometimes the player believed the universe had spoken to it through the zeros and ones, through electricity of the world, through the scrolling words on a screen at the end of a dream. And the universe said, I love you. And the universe said, you have played the game well. And the universe said, everything you need is within you. And the universe said, you are stronger than you know. And the universe said, you are daylight. And the universe said, you are night. And the universe said, the darkness you fight is within you. And the universe said, the light you seek is within you. And the universe said, you are not alone. And the universe said, you are not separate from every other thing. And the universe said that you are the universe tasting itself, talking to itself, reading its own code. And the universe said, I love you because you are love. And the game was over. And the player woke up from the dream, and the player began a new dream, and the player dreamed again, dreamed better, and the player was the universe, and the player was love. You are the player. Wake up. Thank you all so much for watching. This video took a lot of work, so if you want to support me, please like, subscribe, and even share this video. It would mean the world to me. Check out the people who helped, and my links all in the description below. Special thanks to the people on screen right now for helping with this massive project. I couldn't have done it without you. Thank you so much, and I'll see you around.